There's something out there, right now, moving through our solar system, and what it just did has left every major space agency on Earth completely silent. For the past 6 months, astronomers have been tracking an object that shouldn't exist. It came from beyond our galaxy, from the frozen void between stars, traveling for millions of years through absolute darkness. They named it 3I/Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar visitor in human history. And as of 67 minutes ago, it just did something that has shattered every assumption we've ever made about what's possible in deep space. Let me be clear about something. What you're about to hear isn't science fiction. It's not speculation. Every detail, every measurement, every horrifying implication has been confirmed by multiple observatories across the planet. The James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble, ground stations in Spain, Hawaii, Chile, and Japan. They've all seen it. And what they've seen has some of the world's most respected astrophysicists quietly admitting that we might be witnessing the most important discovery in the history of astronomy. This is what we know. When Spale's twin telescope array locked onto 3I/Atlas as it approached the sun, the images that came back made no sense. The object was emitting a jet of material, but not away from the sun like every comet we've ever observed, toward it, a countertail, flowing directly into the solar wind as if the laws of physics had been reversed. Imagine watching smoke rise down into a fire instead of up. That's what this was. Impossible, absurd, and undeniably real. Hubble confirmed it. Hawaii's Keck Observatory confirmed it. The diffuse glow extended toward the sun, not away. For weeks, scientists scrambled for explanations. Maybe it was some exotic material resistant to radiation pressure. Maybe it was composed of unknown elements that react differently to solar photons. But those theories collapsed the moment they analyzed its trajectory. Because 3I/Atlas was moving wrong. Its mass didn't match its motion. According to gravitational calculations, the object should have been far heavier than its speed suggested. It was moving as if it weighed almost nothing, like it was hollow. And then there was the rotation, one full spin every 16 hours, far too slow for a natural object of its size. Under normal conditions, that kind of rotation would tear a rocky body apart from structural stress, but 3I/Atlas remains perfectly intact, stable, controlled. Spectral analysis revealed something even stranger. The object's composition was off the charts, nickel and iron concentrations higher than anything in our solar system, traces of cyanide compounds rarely seen even in interstellar dust, and beneath the surface, subtle brightness fluctuations that suggested it wasn't solid at all. It was a shell, possibly metallic, possibly engineered. That's when Dr. Avi Loeb stepped in. Loeb is a Harvard astrophysicist, the same scientist who proposed that Oumuamua, the first interstellar visitor, might have been artificial. He was ridiculed for it, dismissed by the mainstream. But what he's saying about 3I/Atlas is different, because this time he has data, and this time he's not alone. Loeb introduced something called the OEP scale, Object of Extraterrestrial Probability. It ranks interstellar visitors from level 0 to level 10, based on how many unexplained anomalies they exhibit. Level 0 is a normal rock. Level 10 is confirmed alien technology with global consequences. He placed 3I/Atlas at level 4, multiple persistent anomalies, no satisfactory natural explanation, a 40% probability that its origin might not be natural. 40%. Let that sink in. A coin flip away from confirming that something built this. And then it disappeared. Not destroyed, hidden. As 3I/Atlas moved into solar conjunction, it aligned perfectly with the sun from Earth's perspective. For 6 weeks, every telescope on the planet went blind. We couldn't see it, couldn't track it, couldn't confirm if it was still there. NASA stayed silent. The European Space Agency imposed a data embargo. Social media erupted with speculation. Conspiracy theories flooded every corner of the internet. But the scientists, they waited because they knew it would come back. They knew we'd see it again. They just didn't know what it would look like when it did. And when it emerged, everything changed. Instead of fading like a normal comet after passing the sun, 3I/Atlas was brighter, 400% brighter. Its albedo had increased beyond anything models predicted. It was reflecting more light than its surface area could physically allow. Infrared scans revealed that its temperature hadn't risen, it had stabilized, as if something inside was regulating its heat, balancing energy absorption and emission in perfect cycles. But that wasn't the worst part. The countertail was gone. In its place was something new. A thin, pulsating beam of ultraviolet radiation extending sideways into deep space, steady, rhythmic, like a heartbeat. And it repeated every 247 seconds exactly. No variation, no drift, mechanical precision. Observatories went into overdrive. Data scientists at MIT and the European Southern Observatory began analyzing the pulses. At first, they seemed random, just fluctuating radiation. But then someone noticed a pattern. The intervals weren't arbitrary, they were prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. The universal signature of intelligence. The same sequence proposed by SETI as the simplest way an alien civilization might announce itself. The odds of this occurring naturally? Astronomically low. Essentially zero. NASA called it a coincidence, a rotational anomaly. Loeb called it a message, and smaller observatories around the world confirmed the data independently. Japan, Chile, South Africa, they all saw it. Whatever 3I/Atlas was, it wasn't acting like debris. It was acting like a machine, executing a protocol, responding to solar interaction, broadcasting. The James Webb Space Telescope was redirected, its instruments trained on the object with hyperspectral imaging, and what it saw beneath the surface sent shockwaves through every institution. A lattice structure, geometric, hexagonal plates aligned with the object's rotation axis, each plate identical in dimension, reflecting light in mathematically perfect intervals. Webb's analysis confirmed the material composition, a nickel-titanium alloy with atomic purity higher than anything found in nature, and the surface itself was adjusting in real time, controlled polarization shifts, minimizing glare, adapting. This wasn't a rock drifting through space. This was something built, something designed to survive interstellar travel, to hide, to endure. And then it moved. Without warning, the ultraviolet pulses stopped. For 12 hours, 3I/Atlas went completely dark, silent. Then, at exactly 2:17 UTC, it changed course. A velocity adjustment, 0.09 degrees. A tiny shift, but one that no natural object could achieve without propulsion. The maneuver redirected its trajectory away from Jupiter and toward the heliopause, the edge of our solar system, accelerating at 14 meters per second squared, far beyond what any comet could produce through outgassing. It was leaving, and it was doing so deliberately. The new path aligned almost perfectly with the coordinates of its original inbound trajectory, as if it were retracing its steps, returning home. Before it vanished, 3I/Atlas emitted one final pulse, a single sustained beam lasting 13 minutes and 37 seconds, long enough to be recorded, analyzed, archived. And this time, the spectrum carried something different, structured binary information. For days, scientists worked to decode it. At first, it looked like noise, but after applying Fourier transformations to isolate frequency harmonics, the noise resolved into structure, binary modulations, too precise to be natural. The sequence repeated every 13 minutes and 37 seconds, the exact duration of the original pulse, as if time itself were encoded. And here's what terrified them. The data wasn't broadcasting outward, it was reflecting, a mirror signal responding to the electromagnetic signature of the instruments observing it. 3I/Atlas wasn't just sending, it was listening. When the message was reconstructed visually, it showed a three-dimensional fractal, layers of repeating hexagons forming a perfect spiral, identical to the internal lattice Webb had detected. Embedded within was a mathematical ratio, 1.618, the golden constant, found in nautilus shells, spiral galaxies, cellular replication, gravitational symmetry, the universe's own handwriting. And now, written back to us from across the stars. Governments tried to contain it, but the signal was already public. Independent observatories confirmed that echoes of the pulse had been detected across multiple frequencies in the solar wind, as if the transmission had reverberated through space itself, imprinting on the fabric of our heliosphere. And every time scientists replayed the data, it changed, evolved, adapted, as though it knew it was being watched. Loeb updated the OEP scale again, level 9. One step below confirmed extraterrestrial technology. His report was clear: controlled propulsion, directed emission, information symmetry. The odds of this being natural are indistinguishable from zero. His conclusion was devastating. 3I Atlas may not have been an artifact, it may have been a messenger, a vessel transmitting the signature of an intelligence older than any civilization we can imagine. Then, on September 21st, every monitoring station detected a spike in cosmic microwave background noise, the faint echo of the Big Bang itself. The signal bore the same frequency ratio as the final pulse. For a fraction of a second, the background of the universe answered, and then it was gone. 3I Atlas disappeared beyond the heliopause, leaving behind only the data, a code no one has deciphered, but everyone agrees was deliberate. It didn't just visit our solar system, it left a mark, proof that the universe isn't silent, that intelligence isn't ours alone, that the stars may be more alive than we ever dared to believe. One astronomer wrote in his final report, "Perhaps we were never meant to find it. Perhaps it found us." Right now, as you're watching this, 3I Atlas is out there, moving farther into the dark. And somewhere in that final transmission is a message we haven't yet understood, a signal that might be the most important thing humanity has ever received. This isn't over, it's just beginning. And when the next signal arrives, the world will never be the same.